All right, so we're going to do two things in this assignment, and I know it's called current topics, so you'll get that towards the end, but there's a special file called a .gitignore. This is actually the name of the file that you're going to create, and you're going to create it for all three repos that you have. The reason we create this file is that as we do more setup with VS Code locally, and if you continue on doing more web development, there'll be other purposes for this file. But it's basically going to say whatever gets in these directories, don't track it. Okay. Now, tracking it, version controlling it is really what Git's all about. And so by doing this, we're saying ignore these files that are going to be in this subdirectory, and it's really saying anything in there, right? Except, so it's just commands that tell Git, say, ignore these files. Okay, so let's actually do this and then we'll talk about the second part. I'll do the first one with you. You get to do the rest. So I'm going to go down here into VS Code. I'm in the subdirectory. I'm going to go first into my private, and in the root of my private, not in the root of the 82, but in my private, I'll use that icon to create a new file. I'm going to call it gitignore. And this file name is different than probably anything you've ever created, because normally you do a dot and then the extension, but in this case this is just a special kind of file. So we'll hit enter here. Okay, and now Git's going to be like, now by the way, I had this file already, so for you this probably comes up as green. I'm going to come over here, I'm going to grab all this code, I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste this in. Cool. So now we have it. And now we can do the Git workflow. Now, if you don't remember the Git workflow, go to the previous item and check it out, right? And I'll give you a little test, right? What's the first command we do when we're doing Git? You remember? Git status. Didn't work. Do you remember why? Do you remember how to fix it? Let's see if on your own you do. If not, I'll tell you. You can, because we're in this repo, we're not in the repo here. We're in the base folder, which is not a Git repo. So in order to do that, we can either do CD, change to private, right? Or we can do that little trick where it's in here, right click in the repo, open an integrated terminal, opens another one, and there it is. And now we do git status. And now we see, oh yeah, we have that gitignore file. So we do git add, and now we can do star. But in this case, this is the only time the star doesn't work. You actually have to type gitignore. Okay, it's the only time you have to do it. So now git add. Now the rest of the commands are the same. Git add, already git commit. Okay. And now we say adding git dot gitignore file. Okay. And then we do, now by the way, because you're going to do these, right, you'll need to do this for each one. And now we do git push. Now here's the one other difference about this special file. Boom, is that it does not show up on GitHub. Okay, because it's well, let's just go look. Okay, CIT82, and now in 82, this was in the private repo. And I didn't put. Oh, actually, it is showing up here. Oh, another new change. Normally it doesn't. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Normally what happens is it's grayed out a little bit locally. Okay, and that's why. So my bad. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to do the same process for the public and then for your GitHub IO, okay? And do that same workflow for all three. Okay, now once you're done doing that, then we're going to do the more current topics of this. Now, this is going to be, again, relatively straightforward. is now want to watch the first 2 minutes, which, by the way, you could watch more than the first 2 minutes, but I think this gives you a little more of the context of how Git is used. You're using it just between mostly you and I, or sometimes when you and your classmates. But generally, as you move on in development, you'll use it in teams. So if you want to watch just the first 2 minutes, but feel free to watch a little more. But I want you to reply telling us if after doing the work we've done before this and now and watching this short description, how well you feel you understand Git, GitHub, and version control, right? So write 150 words and 2 replies for this one. All right. Hope you had fun with this. Talk to you later.